And here we are concluding the last of our videos at the Herbert Hoover birthplace site and Presidential Library Museum, which is obviously the library's up there a little ways, and it actually looks kind of like a castle. It's magnificent, but we can't go in there today because of COVID. But I wanted to run everyone through the house as it's, in my home state of Iowa. And this is a much happier place than the one I explored in Villisca, where everyone got killed. And this was for its size, it's a beautiful place. And it's technically a one-bedroom and a living room, which housed the Hoover family. I think 3 or 4 children and the parents. And over here is where little baby Hoover would have spent his days next to his mother and father. Back in those days, the baby tended to your immediate needs, so you didn't necessarily put him in this house all by himself. I don't know how much of the artifacts are like donated from the period or are original pieces from the Hoover and his family. But all I can tell you right here is what looks to be like his family books and Bibles up here on the shelf. Definitely, it's a beautiful place. I mean, I would live here today if I could. And for it being a 1-bedroom, 1 living room, and then over here, as you step out, you see the kitchen. It's actually got more to it than you think, because the bathroom, or the outhouse, so to speak, is right over there. You can't go in the outhouse, which was somewhat disappointing. I'm going to take a small step for that. This is a rather unique little water spigot here. It seems to be boxed in for, I don't know why. I've never seen this kind of casket design on a water pump before. And obviously you got a little place for firewood. And since nobody's chopping wood or using it recently, that must be pretty old wood. A very cute, adorable little outhouse right here. I had to knock off quite a few files to be able to finish this tour, lecture, and study. But because it's Herbert Hoover and because this place is so glorious and magnificent, I felt it was worth it. So here I am approaching his dad's. This is the Jesse Hoover blacksmith workplace, which I was not expecting to be right across from his house. But here it is, there it is. And I'm sure that not all these pieces may have been the father's original items, but this is just kind of a good, example of things that Mr. Hoover would have had and worked with. Over here, as we approach where we left off before, got this bigger, barnyard shack full of items. I imagine it would have been a little more well lit and cozy at the time that he was actually in business. Right here, it seems a little bit cluttered, so to speak. And then over here is what I presume to be the family's barn, where they housed farm animals. Because back in those days, when even if you lived in a small town like this, the property is relatively large, even though the house is small, because their immediate living needs are kind of taken care of in such a small little cozy environment. And you really only need, I almost forgot, here's the schoolhouse as we approach this. And we got about 9 minutes to make this video, so if I can move real quick to go to school, which is something I don't normally like to do. This is what appears to be the 1-room schoolhouse that Herbert Hoover was educated at as a small boy. Oh, sorry. I was going to take a quick video of the room. All right, so pictures of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, who of course were highly revered at the time of their respective, at the time of Hoover's development. They were the nationwide heroes, and basically the two not founding in the case of Lincoln, but the 2 most beloved fathers of our country, representing 2 widely distinct, different This is a really cool little schoolroom, actually. You know, we got a blackboard that encompasses all across the. I've never seen one like that. Usually, we just had one that sat on the front and center, and a nice little wood stove and everything, heating the place. And like I said, a little fantastic. One of the most beautiful little schoolhouses I've ever attended to. Sorry, I didn't mean to scoot you guys. Thank you guys so much.